If we consistently do something, then we become that something. If you consistently spend money you don't have, then what do you become? You become broke. If you consistently throw your money at chance, luck, or some other uncontrollable factor, then what are you? You're a speculator. If you consistently use money that you are consistently earning, but you choose to use it wisely, then what becomes of you? This honest assessment of what we consistently do, which then creates who we are, is a necessary step in terms of self-awareness. It's this self-awareness that allows us to know where we are today so that we know the difference between where we are tomorrow. You see, because all in these instances that we just mentioned, consistency will give you consistent results. Do we see that? You can literally look at consistency in its face if it had one. Take a look at a stadium filled with people. Let's say you're standing on stage giving a speech where you have to interact on some level with the audience. In other words, you're not just talking to the birds in the sky, in the air. On stage, all we see are people's heads and maybe parts of their shoulders. In this scenario, you can pick up small things just by looking at someone's face. The leanness in their jawline, the clearness in their eyes, their posture. You can see possibly that the person you're looking at is more than likely someone who consistently works out. Maybe you can tell the difference between someone who works out twice a week versus working out every single day, 7 days out of the week. Xing out the possibility of things like plastic surgery and other anomalies which are out of the scope of this conversation. It's this consistent lifestyle that allows that person to look a particular way. Look at a sprinter. They don't just wake up in the morning like an Olympic athlete. They don't just wake up and look like that. They train. They manage what they eat. They look markedly different. Athletes look markedly different if you were to stick them in a crowd than people who don't train on that level. Alright, here's an extreme example. Consistently deny a person suffering from obesity access to food whenever they want. In other words, the amount of food they eat is quote-unquote dished out by someone else besides themselves. And watch how they consistently start transforming into someone who does not suffer from obesity. What I'm proposing to you is a lifestyle, one that's geared towards making more money. And with any endeavor we take on, we have to know what we need to give up to get what we want. You can't drink Coca-Cola and McDonald's all day and expect to transform your physique. Transform meaning change. Changing towards a vision of yourself that is different from what you are today, and making that real over a reasonable period of time. We're not the type that is going to engage in some kind of ethereal dream that lives up in cloud 9. We want something tangible, something real, something reasonable, and we're going to do it by engaging in consistent action on a daily basis. Alright. For example, let's say you entered a challenge of some kind. There's some kind of company, right? Let's call it AZB Incorporated. They announce that they'll have an open challenge where entrants can submit logo designs. The logo then gets posted on their website where the general public can vote, a poll. The one with the highest number of votes will be used as their company logo. And let's say in addition, the winner will receive a full-time job at their company heading the graphic design department. I don't know, I just made that up. This design challenge starts today, like right now at this moment, and ends in exactly 8 weeks. Once the press release goes out and all the emails go out, now 1 billion people around the globe, planet Earth, one of the planets in the universe, this entire globe, enters this competition. And everyone from the year, or I guess the age 18 years and up, is eligible to enter, right? So what does that mean? That means if you're a grandma sitting in a senior center, you're eligible. All right, that's a scenario, right? If you were a graphic designer looking for a break into the graphic design industry, what would you do to make this happen? Would you have to give up certain things? And if so, what would you have to give up to get what you want? It's possible you would have to spend hours on end in the library researching the history of logos of other successful companies in the same industry or cross industry. Then possibly spend more time learning or brushing up your skills with Photoshop or Illustrator or similar programs. We all have 24 hours in the day. Something's got to give, right? For us, you and I, when we enter a challenge, we're going to enter to win it. And not win it in the sense of glory, but we're going to have a winning mentality. That's why you're listening to this. For others, it may just be an experience, and that's okay. Creating memories is a good thing, right? Some people just want to create a memory they can chalk up in their minds, and eventually it'll turn into some interesting story at dinner with their friends. Like doing a marathon just to feel the sense of accomplishment. But you and I, we're wired differently. We don't just want an experience, we want something more. However, and this is key, our challenge is not with others, it's with ourselves. Our sole opponent is our emotions. Emotions such as desire, like the desire to have everything we want right now. We want it now. That's a desire. Where did that come from? To bring up something very interesting, we've been given this gift, right? And it's called the internet. But with that benefit comes its downfalls, like the belief that we can click and get things instantly. I don't know about you, but the last time I checked, I couldn't click and get a massage, no matter how hard I tried. So if we've carefully listened to the series, and it's okay, that's why this is posted online, then just pause right now and go back to part 1. So if we've carefully listened, we know we'll have the power of choosing what we want. The power of choice has now changed. This is the key turning point on this journey we're taking. if we stay consistent with our choice of the lifestyle of making more money. Allowing yourself to think of consistent streams of income and consistently chopping down the very real expense of debt means we have to make some serious changes in our current lifestyle. These two very fundamental steps will lead us to